Michelle, and welcome back for another episode of the Cuddlebug Challenge blog, Fab Friday TV. Today we're going to be making an accordion fold card, and I'm going to be doing a tutorial to show you how to make the accordion folds using the Score It scoring tool. So I've listed all the materials on the blog. Let's gather them up and get started. Okay, the first thing I did was I took my 8.5 by 11 cardstock that I'm using for my base, and I just cut it in half. So you actually are going to have enough to make 2 accordion folds if you'd like. But we're going to work with 1 today. Okay, so this is the Score It 2. It's a 12-inch board that has a metal rod down the middle that fits into the notch on this scoring tool. And when you place it on here and drag it down, that's when you get your scoring line. So for this accordion fold card, we want to look at the ruler that rides across the top of the tool. I'm turning it so you can see. And the first thing we want to do is score it 4 inches. So we line our cardstock up to 4 inches, fit the tool into the notch, and pull it down. Now we have our score line at 4 inches. For this card, as soon as you score it 4 inches, flip the cardstock over. Now what we want to do is score it 1.5 inches. So we're going to put our cardstock at 1.5 inches, fit the tool onto the Score It, pull it down. It's going to fit nicely and ride right down on that rod. Now you have your score at 1.5. Our next score is at 4.5. So we're going to bring the cardstock over to 4.5 inches and score at that line. Now we have our score marks to make our accordion fold card. We can set our score it aside and start to make the card. Okay, now that we have our scored cardstock, the other things we need are our pieces of print paper, 4 scallops. I've already stamped out some Halloween images and punched them out into squares, and I have 3 pumpkins. What we want to do is we want to take our square images, and just to give them a little edge, we're just going to drag them across our ink pad. And if you notice, that gives a little orange edge to this image, which will help to set it off on the black cardstock. So, I have one more I have to do. You just drag it across, and it picks up enough ink that you'll get a little yellow rim around your image. Once you have that done, just take your adhesive and set each of your little images onto one of the scallop squares. Okay, once you have your 3 little Halloween images edged in orange and matted onto the scallop squares, we can just put them aside. I also trimmed out 3 pumpkins. I have 2 of them ready to go already, but the third one I just want to show you what to do to frame it. We put adhesive on the back. And just place it on a piece of black cardstock. Then take some nice sharp scissors and trim around, leaving a narrow black border all around your image. Okay. Now we have 3 pumpkins that all have that nice little black edge on them. Okay. Now that we have our scored cardstock, we want to fold it actually into the accordion so that we can start to assemble our card. The first score line is here at 1.5 inches. We want to fold that up to make a valley. The next one we want to fold down to make a hill. And the third one we want to fold up to make a valley. Now we have our card scored and folded to make an accordion fold card. Okay, once we have our accordion fold card scored and folded, we can now start to put the cardstock on. The print paper, excuse me. I've already put a little adhesive on this print, and I'm going to apply the first one. The measurements are on the blog. I'm going to apply the first one, center it on the first panel, and place it on the card. Then we're going to open and place the next one, which is 2 3/4 by 4, on the next panel of the card. Again, we're going to center it on the next panel. And then we open the card. We have the last panel, the 4-inch one. We're going to put the largest piece on that panel. Okay, now we have, when we fold it into the accordion shape, we have our print paper showing on all the front sides. The next thing we want to do is we're going to put the stamped image for the middle of the card, which in this case is the cat. We're going to put that on first and center it here, because that's going to be our guide for where we center the first one. So I'm going to turn a little this way so you can see. We put adhesive on the back of this scallop square and center this right in the middle of the printed cardstock. Once you have your image centered on this panel of the card, we're going to use that as a marker for where to place this one. So just get an idea. And if you notice, you're only going to put adhesive on this side, because if you put it here, it's going to seal the card shut. So we're going to run our adhesive on the left-hand side of this card. We're going to position the scallop right over the other image that's underneath and adhere that. Now the one beneath is totally hidden. Okay, the next thing we want to do is take our Trick or Treat image, and we're going to adhere that to the inside of the card, but we also want that to be hidden. So we're going to mount it very close to the inside, and to check that it's hidden, just push your cardstock down and see where you want to place that. Okay, so I'm going to adhere mine to the inside of the card. Checking again to make sure where I want to place it. Now let's see, it should be hidden, and yes it is. It's not showing at all. So far when we open this card, everything is hidden and reveals itself. The next thing we want to do is take our 3 pumpkins. You don't want to extend them too far, because then they won't fit in a regular A2 envelope. So just try to keep them within the limits of the card, but hanging over the edge a little bit. Okay, so we're going to put some adhesive. Again, only on the part that's going to be onto the card. So it's the left-hand side of the pumpkin that you want to put adhesive on. Okay, once you have that adhesive on, you can put this pumpkin on as well. Now your card is almost complete. The last thing we want to do is just finish off this front tab. You could leave it like this if you want, but I like to always finish the back of my projects as well. So I have an extra scallop square that I punched out, and I'm just going to position that right over the back of the scallop square that had the spider image on the front of the card. Once you've done that, you've got your completed accordion fold card. I hope that you've enjoyed making this little accordion fold Halloween card today. And the reason I did this tutorial is just to let you know that it really is easy to make an accordion fold card if you have the right tools. And for any scoring and creating cards that have multiple folds or even one standard fold, the Score It is the ideal tool. So I hope that you join me in this project, and if you make it, please share a link so that we can come and take a look at what you've created. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time at Fab Friday TV at the Cuttlebug Challenge blog.